Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Please bear with the background racket that you're going to hear throughout this production. I know you can hear the AC blowing. It's driving me nuts, but it's super hot out here today. The studio was locked up without any climate control, and typically I would get over here early, turn it on, let it cool down, and then shut it off before I do the filming, but I didn't get a chance to do that today. I'm sweating. I've been out working in the yard all day, and the only way we're getting this done is with the racket maker going in the background, so I'll try to speak over it. If you sit through all that, thanks for sticking around. Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Fans Only content, or as I like to call it, the UFO content. If you're not familiar with what the UFO content is, it's a little something extra that I do for the folks that sit and watch all the nonsense that we put out on these videos. It's my way of saying thanks. It's unfiltered, it's unedited for the most part. It lacks the spit and polish or the proverbial that we put into some of the other content to make it more enjoyable for you people. That being said, a lot of you say you like it, so we're going to keep doing it, and it is my way of keeping in touch with y'all and letting you know what's going on behind the scenes. Several of you have reached out in the past couple of weeks saying, "Yo, Jay, where are you at?" My buddy Kelly, Gunman66, want to mention him specifically. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, and he reached out looking for me the other day. Buddy, I'm here. I'm okay. I didn't get locked up like the Blues Brothers.
Hey, come on, wake up, it's time. Well, this is it.
One Timex digital watch broken. One unused prophylactic. One soiled.
In fact, it's just been a series of unfortunate events that have kept me away for the past month. We got a few minutes. Let me kind of let you know what happened. Early part of June, first week of June, I went to New Mexico, went to go see some kin folks, took some weapons with me. We had a good time. I did some shooting, did some filming. I actually got the footage out for that video, and I got that video done about a month ago, and it turned out pretty well. But then, for those of you that were following along back then, you know that I stopped working on videos for a few days to throw down a concrete slab in my barn so that I could begin the work on the LS motor swap for my Jeep Wagoneer. I wish I could tell you that the reason I haven't been here for the past 3 weeks is because I was tearing that sucker apart and rebuilding it, but nothing could be further from the truth. Life has a way of getting in the way sometimes, and the old adage, whatever can happen will, rang true this time. I'm not going to go real deep into the details because there's other people's personal lives that are involved with this, but suffice it to say, somebody really needed some help from me. I was able to provide that help, which I'm grateful and glad that I was able to do it, but it required me to spend all my free time for like 2.5, 3 weeks just devoted to another project that had absolutely nothing to do with filming in this environment. When I got back, I was like, okay, let's get the ball rolling. And then on my Friday of that work week, when I was planning to come home and get started on making some videos, Hurricane Beryl hit us. We took a direct hit. We've got minor damage all over the property. A bunch of big around trees are down in the area. A couple of them are on my property that I have to do something with. I was up on the roof patching holes last week in between rainstorms. We didn't have electricity for nearly a week. I spent all my free time, running my generator over to the community well that serves 4 households in this area and drawing up water so that people could, shower and flush their toilets and stuff like that. So, huge project. Even if I'd have wanted to, there really wasn't any way that I could have gotten out here to do this during that time period. And then I had to go back to work after a couple of days, and we were real busy at work trying to get everything back to normal. And now, since I'm on my days off again, I had a lot of cleanup. I had a lot of stuff around here that I had put off that I needed to tend to, like cutting up wood from all these trees that are down and burning stuff off and so on and so forth. You'll see here on the table in front of you 2 farm-style chainsaws that they're 2 different brands. They're rivals, but they're otherwise pretty much the same saw. Both of them have a 20-inch bar. They're both about the same amount of displacement. They're both about a $500 saw. And the one in the front there is my Husqvarna 455 Rancher. I bought it new 5 years. Let me try that in English. I bought it new 5 years ago, and I cut anywhere from 2 to 4 cords of wood with it every year. I fire it up all the time. I use it hard. I've banged it around. I've dropped it. I've done all kinds of stuff with it. The only maintenance that I've really had to do on it, other than the occasional cleaning, is swapping chains and sharpening chains. It has been a really good chainsaw, and it has never let me down. In fact, last week when Hurricane Beryl hit and my neighbor over here had a pine tree this big around laying across his driveway, I was able to take it over there and cut that out of the way, but it barely worked. In all the time that I've had that saw, in all the hours that I've put on it, I've never given it a proper tune-up, and it reared its ugly head and said, "I'm not doing this anymore. I quit," and it went out. I'm going to fix it. I will get it refurbished, but I was trying to use it today. I had a lot of, hey, I got to get this done today going on this morning, and it was either spend a couple hours tearing that saw down and trying to get it going, or I just went down and bought another saw. Now, that one's a Husky, this one's a Steel. Why did I buy a Steel this time? Well, it was just more convenient. The store was closer. I've had Steels and Huskies. Both of them are really good saws. I don't really like one more than the other. I bought this one out of convenience. If there would have been a dealer with Huskies at the same location, I probably would have bought that just because that's what I've been running for a while. But suffice it to say, I'm not a brand loyalist when it comes to these saws. But anyway, I got back with this one. It works like a charm. It runs like a scalded dog, and I had no issues with it on its maiden voyage. Man, it's hot out there. I am exhausted. I'm sorry if I repeated myself on a couple of these things, but I have a couple of projects in the very near future that I plan to get out. If you look right over my shoulder here, you'll see this Ruger American Gen 2. It's a 243. I've kind of teased about it a couple of times here on the channel, but I haven't really gotten into it. I've already got the initial range work done with it. I've got several groups mapped out with it. It shoots phenomenally, dollar for dollar. It's probably one of the best rifles I've ever bought. But because of everything that's been going on, I've yet to get the review out on it. I apologize for that, but it's coming very soon. So yeah, it's been a weird few weeks, and I'm hoping that things are going to kind of calm down now, and I'm going to be able to get back to making some of the kind of content that I typically put out on here. Just know that it's in the works. Be patient. Sorry about the advertisements. That's something kind of new. I mean, there's always been a few, but now they've ramped up. It is what it is. But if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.